So the first thing you got to do is pick a music video that you want to do. I'm going to do Spring Day, and make sure that it's at 1080 DPI, and the speed, I set it to half speed, 0.5, so that I can more easily pause it where I want to pause it, but I didn't want this opening logo, so I just sped that part up. Yeah. And I also turned off the volume because I will get distracted if I hear the song. So you get to just, watch in slow motion, and when you see a great shot like this, then you use your print screen button, your PRTSCN, and you use an image program. I'm using Photoshop, and I just make a new file that's the same size as my monitor, and then I just paste it in there, and I'm basically going to keep doing this with each and every image in this music video that I think might make a good sticker for my planner. So I'm going to keep doing this, and sometimes I turn the speed back to normal when I know there's not going to be any shots I need, like this part where V puts his head on the rail, like, oh my gosh, don't do that, dude, no, don't do that. So yeah, I'm going to keep on doing. Oh, that one made such a great sticker, but it's too wide. Like, you have to keep in mind that your boundaries are going to be vertical, so a lot of this great widescreen stuff is not going to fit into a full box. Anyway, yeah, like I said, going to do that, and I'm going to speed it up because it takes, like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something to do this. So I thought that one might make a nice shot for either the bottom washi or something, so I took it just in case. And then I also screen capped Jungkook there. There we go. So yeah, I go through the whole video, take everything I think might be of value. And then, after that, enjoyable part is over. I've got all these layers, like I had 20 something, like 26 shots that I thought I could use or might use. And so the first thing I'm going to do is get my crop tool and crop it so that we don't see any of the ugly YouTube stuff. And there's a little bit of black at the top. I'm going to crop it again. Like that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename all of these layers because I like to keep organized that way. So I sped that up too because that's boring. But I just went through and renamed them. And if there were like two similar shots, then I would delete one or, pick my favorite, whatever. Like those two. I had two of them when they were doing the brushing the teeth scene, and I liked one of them better than the other. So after I did all that, then the other thing to do is to go up to I'm not sure every image program can do this, but in Photoshop, you can change the image size, and right now it's at 72 dpi, but the Silhouette Studio software likes 300, so I took off the resample image and changed that to 300, and the inches you can see changes so that the height is now like 2 inches and something and super wide. But anyway, just change that to 300 dpi so that it looks good in the Silhouette Studio. And then there's the awesome task of saving these individually, and I like to name them so I know what they are. And if you have a quicker way to do this, like, by all means, please tell me, share your secret. But however you can save all these images individually, just go ahead and do that. And then we will go on to making our full boxes. So I am going to go to my registration marks and turn those on. And my preference is to have 0.525 and 0.025 for the length and the thickness, and then these I just take all the way to the side so that I have the most printable, cuttable room possible. And then I get the rectangle tool, and actually what we're going to do is go to this page orientation here, and we're going to flip it landscape, because I like to make 2 half sheets later, or I mean like right now, but I like to make 2 half sheets instead of 1 whole sheet just because it's fun and I like it. So I'm going to make a rectangle, doesn't matter what size, and then I hit this little swirly replicate thing, duplicate to the right. I'm going to highlight both of them and shrink it down until it kind of fits into the area here. Don't worry if it's in the hatched mark because I'm not going to put anything printable there. Like, it's okay to cut there, it's just not okay to print there. Actually, I'm going to group them. I'm going to put Control G and group them together, then I think they will size a little better. Whoops. So yeah, I go right up to the edge. I mean, why waste it? But I can't go, maybe I can go right under that black mark. I don't know, it's a little risky. I'll take this down just a little bit. Oops, no, don't do that. I am using a slightly older version of the Silhouette Studio software because it's the only one that works with my computer, so, you know, use what you got. And then I am going to Shift, Control, and G so that they separate again. And I'm going to go to Object and Modify, and I'm going to weld them. And you're like, why would you do this craziness? Why are you not welded? Maybe you're not close enough. I'm going to make one bigger then. Why would you weld them together? And the answer is, instead of the cutter going do, 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 do in a rectangle, and then going do, 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 do in a rectangle, if I make it one big rectangle, if I can, oh my gosh, modify and weld, and then get a line and put that line down the center, which we can easily do by highlighting both the line and the rectangle and then going to these three little align thingies and aligning it to the center, then that's the exact center. And all of these lines I'm going to change to a different color because they are going to be my full cut color. I'm going to pick that one. I don't know why, I just want to. So there, now my cutting machine will just go and then cut it down the center instead of doing the whole double rectangle thing. So that's out of the way. Then I'm going to get the rectangle tool again, and I'm going to make whatever random shape, doesn't matter. Select it, go to the scale icon, which is this little rectangle with the two arrows going all kinds of ways. Take off lock aspect, I can say that, and then 1.5. And if you're doing ECLP, then you may already know it's 1.9, and it looks like that. Or if you want to do a Happy Planner version, then it would be 2.25, and it would be that tall. I'm going to make this for my Erin Condren, so I'm going to be using the first size. But before we do anything there, I'm also going to highlight this one, and I'm going to go to the offset, which is this little pentagram with an arrow, or not pentagram, that's a star, polygon? Anyway, that thing, offset it, do 0.03 with a corner, and apply. Why would I do this, you ask? I wish more people would. Now I have these double lines, right? But this outside one is not actually going to be cut. I'm going to fill it, just so we can see it, with, I don't know, red. No, not red, because the lines are red. Blue. I'm going to fill it with blue. And then the line color is going to be nothing. So now this red line is where it'll still be cut out like a sticker. And the blue is just to give it a little bit of wiggle room so that if your cutter isn't exactly on the line, it's okay because you've got a little bit of margin space. And it just drives me nuts when people give me printables, especially ones I pay for, and they're not, you know, giving this extra bleed room for my cutting machine. It's like my Cameo is not that, you know, accurate. I'm sorry, my lighting is bad. I don't know. Anyway, this is going to give you some wiggle room, and it's going to save you a lot of time later. Okay, so I got all that, and I also have my BTS images from earlier. You could import them to your library, but I find that to be a big waste of time, so I just open them up. Like, let's say I'm going to make a full sticker out of Jin. Pretty face Jin. There he is, okay, and here's the image that I have to work with, right? I'm going to get that blue square, copy it, go over here, paste it. Actually, let's turn it back to a line so that we can see what we're doing. Line will be red, fill will be nothing. So now this is where I'm going to crop it. So I could just get his face like that, or I could get, you know, just like one eye if I wanted to be artsy. Ooh, I can, you know, resize this to get more of him in there. Whoops. Resize. Let's zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, that's pretty great right there. Because I really like his fingers, so I want to keep his fingers in there. And I like that glove. I don't want to cut off his eye, though. So actually, yeah, that was pretty great. Okay, so then when you get where you want it, you select both of them. And if your silhouette is not set up to select both of them when you just like drag, then you can actually change that over in this little gear. And in the selection, you can select shapes by touching the drag box, or enclosing, meaning you have to like go around the entire thing. I like just touching, so I have mine set right there, just in case you know, don't have that and you're like, how come mine doesn't do that? Well, that's why. I'm going to select them both. Object, and modify, and crop. So now there's a perfectly perfect Jin box. I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to close this file because I don't need it anymore. Do I want to save it? No, I don't. And we're going to go back to here. So there was this blue box before, right? We're going to get that out of the way. I'm going to paste Jin, and I'm going to bring this line to the front. You can go to Object, Arrange, and bring to front, or you can memorize this, Control Shift and right bracket, so that it comes to the front, and you're like, oh man, how am I going to get this aligned? You just highlight both of them, go to the alignment, align center, align middle, boom, there's our first full box. So I'm going to group that. So there's Jin. And now I'm going to do that with the other 6 members of BTS, and I'll probably just fast forward this because it's the same process over and over. So I'm not actually doing 2 of Jungkook, I'm just kind of seeing how many super close-ups I have and how many not so close-ups that I have, and like which one's going to look better. You know, like these 2 are kind of similar, kind of like that, and these 2 are kind of medium, and these 2 are kind of close-up, so that's kind of cool. But his face is super close-up right there, and maybe that's kind of cool too, I don't know. I'm still deciding on that. So I'm going to leave it like that and get Jimin, because I know which one I want for Jimin. The one where he's sitting on the machine. This one. I love this one. Oh my gosh, the colors. I love it. So I keep throwing away my thing that is this size. And we're going to turn him into nothing. Not that you're a nothing, Jungkook. We love you. But I gotta use this size for Jimin here because I feel like he could just totally fit in this box. Like, super awesomely. Oh, are his knees gonna get cut off? Oh my gosh, look how perfect that is. Yes. Yes. Let's object and modify and crop. Dude. Loving it. But just in case, let's open up the other one where he's at the beach, because I kind of love this one too. Except this one's like sadder. And oh my gosh, I did it again, huh? I threw away my perfect sized thingy. Let's do this time. Let's go blank and change it to a green. And we'll make a duplicate of it. to the right. There we go. And then I can cut out G-min, except I'm going to shrink this down. Shrink, I say shrink. Sometimes this program does not listen to me. Shrink him down like that, and I think that would also be a totally awesome sticker. I'll get a close-up so you can see. Maybe turn this black so we can see where the line would be. That's kind of awesome. Kind of squishy though. Let's go a little bit smaller. Oh, I think that could be so good too. Let's crop it. Take these guys back and compare. Actually, I don't need this one anymore because I already did all my full boxes. Jeez. Okay, so there's that one. Or, whoops, wrong file. Don't save it, no. This one, cut, W, don't save it, no. And paste. So I like to kind of get all my options together here and see what I want to do, because obviously if I want to do a more blue tone, then I would start getting these three. But if I want to warm things up, then I'll put in this one and take out that one. See, and then it's only V who's bringing in the blue. What do I want to do? I feel like, oh, that one's so pretty though. That one's so pretty though. See, decisions, man. This is what's gonna like eat up your time, is like you don't know what to do. I'm just going to go with the more colorful one. And for Jungkook, it's gonna be this one. Kind of like his bigger face better. Plus, like, you don't get the visual of this. It's just kind of like sticking out of his head. He looks like he's on a cross. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay. Delete. So then, these two need to be aligned. Align center, align middle. Oops. And group it. And these two are going to be aligned center, align middle, and group it. And then, oh, Jimin, you don't have one. Well then, let's grab this one, copy paste, put on here, select both, align center, align middle, group it. Sugar needs to go to the back. Highlight them both, align center, align middle, and group it. And then you don't even have to try to like match these up, right? You can select these two, align to the center, select these two, align to the center, select these two, align to the center. And then, whoops, I shouldn't have aligned to center, sorry. I should have aligned to the left. And then these guys are all going to align to the middle or the top. Oops, not that. And then we can, oh, that's why I got the outside box. Don't get the outside box. And then I can just kind of move them up. And they can touch. They can totally just touch like that. My Cameo has no problem cutting that. And you might say, but wait, we have more full boxes to do. I usually get the BTS logo. Let's open up that one for the sidebar. Or you could get like the album cover or whatever you want. Actually, we could probably just shrink this down. Let's just cut this. Oops, don't quit. No, don't quit. We can just probably size it to what it needs to be. I'll go to the scale. And this time I will lock the aspect. And I'll put it to 1.5. Is it 6? These guys? How wide are these guys? 1.56. And how tall? 1.960. Not 9 blah 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 60. So we're going to do the same thingy where we get one of these, copy paste. I'm going to ungroup. Jimin, I'm sorry, you gotta go away. And turn your line to something I can see. And we're gonna take the bigger one. No, that's the smaller one. Take the bigger one and put it over the BTS. Maybe make it a tad bit bigger because it is right on the edge. maybe not that big. Let's center it. Align middle, align center, nothing gets cut off. Okay, so this one's going to get cropped. Modify and crop. This one's going to go on top. Align center, align middle. And put that one right in there like that. If you want to do another full box, you can. I'm not, but you could if you wanted to. Because I'm going to put a weekly tracker, I think, or like, I'm going to put in something else. But anyway, that's how you do your full boxes. You crop it down and then align center, align middle, like you saw the whole process with all these guys. So that's how you do that part.